For the fourth week of Christmas, we are going to talk about mass producing Christmas cards. So this is for those of you who like to send out lots of cards and want a quick way of doing that. You know, we often have this discussion. I'll say, do you do one of a kind and do all of this, or do you like to send a whole bunch the same? So this is for that. This comes in handy for all kinds of things, not just Christmas cards. So we just want to look at that too. But the set we're using, and I also wanted to point out, the set we're using, this is this bundle, Frosted Gingerbread, and it has these dies. I did these with Happy Holidays, but I would love the idea of doing these with You're the Icing to my gingerbread and sending that to people sometime during the holiday season. Just thinking about you as you're preparing for Christmas, you know, something that's not necessarily, maybe you send a more religious Christmas card. This is kind of like a thinking of you as you're running around. So I just think this is really a fun stamp set. The other thing I wanted to point out with this is you'll notice all these fun dies that cut out all kinds of these papers. So I wanted to look at a few of the papers here. This is just one of each kind that has some of the dies. You'll see there'll be dies for this, which just makes it really fun. So I took these out. Okay, there's a whole bunch of those. And then there, of course, these have flip sides that are patterned. And then there's a whole bunch more of just patterned paper. I've already made a bunch of cards out of this. This is not even a full set. You can make a bunch of them. So to start with, I'm going to die cut or fussy cut. These are easy to do with that too. I'll have a bunch of these on hand, and you'll see I've just put Stampin' Dimensionals on the back. So they're going to be all set for that last set. The other thing to keep in mind is this is just one idea as a layout for a card. We could be putting something else there. You could use the same layout and do all kinds of different occasions, do different items there. But this is just to give an idea of how this will work. So the first thing to do is to get the paper ready. I already cut some, I took real red cardstock and I already cut some in half. So I did that part, but then I wanted to show this is going to be the white. Now, if you notice the white layer is going to be a 1/4 inch down. And so I'm going to do this over and over, get all my paper done. So this is going to be 5 1/4. I'm going to switch this around. All the dimensions for what I'm cutting this with will be on my blog. So that will be in here. And I could probably do, let's see if I can do 2 on this. So, and then I'm going to do it by 4. Okay, so good, perfect. And then I will do this part by 4. So there's the white part. So that didn't go quite through. Got to go back a couple of times. I'm impatient. Is anyone else impatient? I just, you know, try to work it quickly. Okay, now the next part that I'm going to need, and notice these are all different. See, we have this base part right here, and that is 2 inches by 5 1/4. So I can take any of my extra papers. Okay, I'm going to take one that I don't have out yet being used. Okay, so now I know I want it as wide as the white cardstock, and that is 5 1/4 inches. So I'm going to make this 5 1/4 inches. So I'll just be cutting off a little strip, which is going to be perfect for those little strips going across. And then I'm going to cut this in 2 inch strips. It's 6 inches wide. So I'm going to cut it at 4 inches and 2 inches. And of course I could be doing a couple at a time here. And then to do some narrow strips across the top, I could even just take some of these. These are going to be 3/4 inch strips. So typically, well, I'm going to do another one. Let's say I'm going to do this one for my top. So again, I want it to be 5 1/4 wide. And then these are going to be, so this is 6 inches. I'm going to do this at, I think I did 3/4. But keep in mind, actually, I think I did 1/2 inch. I'm going to do 1/2 inch. Therein you see, it doesn't matter what you're going to do. You just pick something, whatever you do. And then I'm just going to be cutting off 1/2 inch strips. So I'm going to do that for a bunch of my pieces. And now comes the fun part. I'm going to set that aside because now I have all my pieces. So first, I am going to score. I'm going to take all my base pieces. So I'm doing this with 4 cards, but you could do this with 80 cards, you know. And I'm always doing card swaps and multiple cards to send out to people. So I always am making quantity cards, I think, unless I'm just playing around and playing with ideas. So I'm going to next score them all. And so I would love to see in the comments, you say whether you mass produce cards like this or you like to do single cards. Okay, now here's going to be my other base. So let's see, the next thing I'm going to do is take these. Do you see I have all these fun pieces? I have more. Oh, I have more cut from before too. This is what I think is fun. I get to look up. Now this one's wider, but you know what? It's okay. It's still going to work just fine. Now what's going to be fun is just to mix and match. Let's see. What do I want to put together? Okay, I'm going to like that one. So I will attach that one. And whoa, you don't want to do what I just did. But you know what I'll do to fix it? Ooh, this is a strip of paper I don't need. So I'm going to rub it off right there, all my excess. Okay, and I'll set that aside and hopefully not sit in it. Not put it next to me. Okay, then I'm going to put this right across the top. Okay, and I'm going to do a bunch like that. Now I already have a couple more done, so here are a couple more that are done, so I'll leave that. I like this part because what's fun about this is they're going to all be a little bit unique. I mean, you'll get a few that are the same, but I like that you can mix and match, do whatever you like. Now, before I attach this then to the white, I'm going to next take my words. So this one is Happy Holidays. And I take my red ink. And the reason I'm going to do this before I attach, if you're an optimist, go ahead and attach it first. But what's really awesome, if I do it this way and I don't get this on the way I want it, look at this, I get a second try. See, I can turn around and do it that way. So next I'm going to go through, I'm going to do all of my words, and then I'm going to come back and attach these. So just like this. Now I'm going to take these and attach them to my card bases. So I have several here that are already attached. Look how fun that is, that they're all, you see these different kinds of layouts, which is really fun. And then once I've done that, the best part of all is laying out these pieces and then deciding, oh, what shall I put there? Let's see, I'm going to go with that one. So then I can just take off the dies, the dimensional, the little doodads, put that there. And at the very end, I can add some of the rhinestones or anything else I want to decorate with. So that's all the stages. And then I'm going to end up with, I didn't even count. I think you'd get enough cards out of this to cover a whole lot of needs. So anyway, thank you for joining me, and make sure you follow me to catch all of the 12 weeks of Christmas.